What's up, you Fruit Loop dinguses?
Oh god, it's Zack Attack coming.
Yay!
Welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Big Brother Season 16, Episode 29, I think. I'm your host, Dom.
Yes.
With me, I have my co-hosts, Luke.
Welcome to Big Brother, and for the record, holla!
And Erika.
Hi.
Hi. What's going on tonight, guys?
Nothing, just another dramatic and crazy episode of Big Brother, and as they say, expect the unexpected. When Julie Chen pointed out that she had some news for next week's eviction, everybody didn't think it was another double eviction because they thought we were done with it, but turns out, no, we have another one.
That's kind of odd.
It is. I mean, talk about expect the unexpected. I didn't expect that or see that one coming.
Does that line up now with the schedule that we have?
I don't know.
I don't know,
even pay attention anymore.
No, because Survivor's still premiering on the 24th, and that means when the Big Brother, correct me if I'm wrong, but when on Big Brother's finale is the premiere of Survivor.
No, I'm well aware of that. I mean, the date that's set, is there still enough time for 7 house guests to be, or I guess there's 7 people in the house now, so that would leave us 6-5 after the double eviction, right? And then they end with 3. Right?
And the last night's always 3.
Yeah. So that gives us what? 1, 2, 3, and then the 3 weeks, 4 weeks, is that right?
September 24th.
There's 3 more Thursdays. Yeah. And then there's the finale on Wednesday.
Alright. So yeah, that does line up. I was hoping maybe we'd get a surprise and the jurors get another chance to come back in the house.
No,
that would really be expect the unexpected, right?
Yeah, September. Erika's right. September 24th is the finale.
I would love to see a juror come back into the house for their first ever triple eviction night.
You know something? that would be a good idea if the producers had time, if they had more time for the show before the premiere of Survivor. I think that would work out perfect. And Donnie is going to be co-casted on The Bold and the Beautiful.
I wonder which one he is.
Well, you know what? We all have to wait and find out. I mean, this should be interesting. I mean, I don't watch The Bold and the Beautiful, but I'd be willing to see Donnie. You know, last year I think Alyssa, Rachel, and Howard made an appearance last year on The Bold and the Beautiful.
I didn't even know that was a show that existed, to be honest.
Well, naturally, it's the sister show of The Young and the Restless, another show I watched growing up.
Yeah, it's odd.
Indeed. Okay, so apple pie was a failure.
That was awesome because
I love the way that they announced it like that. That was really cool.
I really thought Julie was going to say yes, but no. You know, I guess they didn't pull it off, and you know who's to blame for that?
Frankie.
Yeah, it was his idea. I mean, they could have saved Donnie, but you know what? I guess
everybody wanted Frankie. I mean, they wanted Donnie to be saved. That was the perfect idea. And Frankie's like, no, we have to get rid of Donnie. Let's make this show. And the show was a horrible failure.
It was.
You know, I actually watched it today. I hadn't finished the episode. I got to that point yesterday. So I finished the episode today and watched all those things. And it was like, this is a really bad waste of airtime.
It was slightly entertaining.
They could have cut that entire scene out and just left it as a feed exclusive, you know,
or After Dark or something like that.
After Dark or something,
or a piece of never before seen footage when we get close to the end. You know, they show never before seen footage like towards the end.
Yeah, they put stuff online all the time. They could have put that entire segment just online.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean,
one of my friends actually told me that I need to go back and watch Jeff's interview with Zach.
You gotta watch it.
It was great. I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good. Trust me, you won't regret it. I'm not gonna say what happens, but watch it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go back and do that. I'm actually gonna do that right after this podcast.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know on Monday.
Will do. So it was really no surprise. We took a vote at the end of the last podcast whether or not Team America completed their mission, and I think it was an overwhelming no from us as well. So,
right.
Right.
I would have been surprised if Julie said yes.
I would have liked it. I would have liked it if they would have took that. What the hell? Put my phone on silent. But if they would have if they would have took that hint at not just no, but hell no, to say maybe we shouldn't get rid of Donnie. Maybe that's gonna kind of blow up in our face here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't do it. You know what? They didn't take that chance. So they made the predictable move that was to be made to evict Donnie. And you know what? What did you think of Donnie's emotion, like during his interview with Julie outside the house after he was evicted?
That was pretty much Donnie. That's how
Well,
he
I,
is.
I did feel bad for him in a way. I mean, he didn't necessarily. He just felt like his feelings were just hurt in general. Like nobody really hurt his feelings. I mean, like he's a lovable, likable guy. He loved everybody in that house.
Yeah, I think he played the most genuine, close to home game than anybody else in the house. I think he was
Absolutely.
more
Yeah.
true to who he is outside the house,
I mean,
as he is inside the house than anybody else there.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, but what did you think of the home messages from everybody, from they got from their families?
They seem to impact them quite a bit.
Well, yeah, they
Yeah.
haven't seen their families in God knows how long. I mean, what did you think of Christine's husband? Like, do you think he was fair enough to what he said? Like what he said about the flirtmance between Cody and his wife.
I liked what they had to say. I mean, her husband looked kind of funky. I mean, he was like all weird and such, but what he was saying was kind of on point. I don't like that they're doing this, but realistically, it's just part of the game, and
Jasper's
I'm
nuts
I'm gonna
upstairs.
flirt with this guy, and he better flirt with me back, otherwise,
Mm. Yeah,
I liked it.
it was really interesting. I mean, I love the fact that he said that he's gonna sit with his arm around Cody during the finale and pet his hair, and I really hope he does that now. I'm gonna be very
Yeah.
disappointed if he doesn't do that on the finale night.
Yeah.
But he seems like he has a pretty good sense of humor, and it seems like a lot of the Christine's boyfriend, husband, whatever is pissed off on Twitter that's been floating around was maybe blown out of proportion, or maybe he was really upset at first and he came around. I don't know which it is, but the evil dick had tweeted out a picture of Christine a few months ago, with her face superimposed over Freddy Krueger,
Oh God.
and
He would
now I can't unsee it. And every time I look at Christine, I think of Freddy Krueger.
Oh, is
And
that an
I-
image
I
that's
tend
gonna run
to-
through your head for the remainder of the season?
Yes.
Wow.
I tend to not. I unfollowed Evil Dick
Why?
because between Big Brothers, he's really cool to talk to. I mean, not talk to, but to follow and to read his tweets. But during the seasons, he like constantly retweets and shows images of naked house guests, and it's not the naked ones that you want to see naked.
I'm glad that I haven't caught in any of those yet.
Yeah, unless it were the women.
Well, even the women, it's more like there was who was that one? That was one of the bigger black women a few years ago that like he just
From
constantly.
his season. I don't remember.
Aaliyah from Big Brother 13.
Yeah, Kalia. Yeah,
Is it Kalia?
yeah.
Kalia,
That's the
yeah.
one he kept posting. He had like a bunch of these pictures of her getting into and out of the bathtubs and her sitting on the bathtub naked while she was shaving her legs.
Wait a minute, could
And
you can't, don't they censor this stuff out?
No,
Or no, it's
not
raw?
on the feeds. They
Wow.
don't censor that stuff out on the feed.
That's weird.
Now they
But-
don't show it all the time, but
Were you guys getting back to the show? Were you guys surprised that Derek broke down after seeing a video of his daughter?
No, you could tell that he's a loving father, and that's the first time he ever saw his little girl talk. So the tears really got to him. Like you said, you got me, Julie.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he had the most impact out of all of the videos that were shown.
Well, he's like you said, he's trying to play this character that is a lot tougher or a lot whatever younger, whatever you want to call it, than what he truly is. But then when he saw his family and he saw his daughter, he kind of broke out of character for a second and was like, moved by the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what a sweet little girl. She loves her. You could tell that's a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
You know something? But when she gets older, though, Derek, this is what I think Derek should say to any boy that tries to go out with his daughter in the near future. Hey, you! Anything happens to my daughter, I got a 45 and a shovel. I doubt anybody miss you.
He's a cop. I don't think he can get away with those kind of threats.
Well, no, but
Not
he's
not
a cop.
as specific.
The boyfriends would be afraid to even go near her when she becomes a teenager. They're like, "Oh, the father's a cop. I'm staying away."
Right. So, the prize / punishments that were chosen, we had two options. Jasper is going nuts upstairs. We had what was it? /BB Holla and hashtag BBTs,
Solid.
which was
Yeah.
either what was it? $5,000 and 5,000 hollers, or 5 Gs and 5 Ts. The T-shirts were 5 different shirts that they were forced to wear. Somebody, was it everybody in the house or one specific? Oh, it was, yeah, just
The winner.
The winner of the bucket. Would have to wear only these 5 T-shirts through the whole rest of the season, or the 5,000
Yeah,
hollers. I don't understand the hollers. Like, how is that a punishment for that player? Doesn't everybody in the house have to hear that?
An annoyance. It's supposed to be an annoyance.
It's-
But you know what? I don't think we're going to see that because nobody was going for that challenge. Everybody's going for
No.
the HOH head.
And it would be a punishment for that person because they, in Big Brother, they only play the audio in that particular room. But yet, they would not be able to sleep because it would be going off all night. They would not be able to be talking with the person because it would start going off anytime they tried to do something like particular. It would just be something they could use to torment that person. And who knows, maybe the house would get tired of it and vote that person out because they don't get tired of hearing it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Right.
It's possible.
So that's kind of where it's a punishment.
Right. But yeah,
I think the better one would have been the T-shirts. That's what I voted for.
Yeah, see, I still don't really understand the hollers. Like, is it just Frankie hollering at people, or is it?
It's not Frankie. It's a random audio clip. It's like not even a person in the house.
Oh, that sounded a lot like Frankie.
That did sound like
because Frankie does that.
Yeah, I thought it was captured.
When he heard the sample, he was like, that was his reaction. So he's like, wait a second.
Yeah, I thought it was taken from like his diary room sessions or something.
It could have been. It did sound like him, and that was Frankie all the way.
They could have done a lot of audio processing to it.
Right. So I'm wondering if the punishment is going to be the house guest saying it and being echoed through the house and them having to hear themselves say it as opposed to the recording that was used. But yeah, it seemed like nobody. So we had the head of household competition. Is Sloppy the Snowman? Is that his name?
Yeah. Sloppy the Snowman.
Where it's the traditional fill the bucket up to the thing, take the ball out. In this case, it's
got one of those.
Yeah, in this case, it's coal, and then the side bucket for the prize. Typically, you don't see a lot of people going for the side bucket at first. It's when somebody gets a commanding lead, then somebody that's at the bottom is going to decide, I probably should start filling this up because there's no way I could win.
Right.
Well, the last one.
I think that should be Victoria because Victoria's like struggling.
Victoria wouldn't even win that.
No.
Oh, so she should go for the prize. I mean, that's just my opinion. If she can't win the HOH competition, go for the prize in the side bucket.
See, the only time I've seen people like legitimately go after that side bucket was when the prize for getting the bucket was a scoop that was 5 times bigger than the other scoop they had.
Right.
So
I've seen that.
So it's like, say they have those little hand scoops. Well, if you fill up this little bucket with that, you get this whole, thing that's 1 cup, instead of that little tiny thing. It's like you have this little, actual cup you're going back and forth with.
Yeah, I was actually expecting them to do the endurance competition where they're holding on for dear life and seeing how much they could hold, but I think we're done with that because we've already had that in the beginning of the season for the first 2 HOH competitions.
They'll bring it back for the final one. They always do that.
Always in the final.
It's
Um,
always
I like this endurance competition though, because it's not like where you're going to be in so much pain to the point where you can't feel your legs or your feet or your hands, so or you're holding on for dear life, afraid to slip, or your feet get tired. So
yeah.
I like this endurance competition, in my opinion. Maybe I couldn't win it, but I would enjoy it.
yeah. I think this. I would have preferred if this was the head of household competition last week.
Why?
Because I think Donnie would have been really good at this.
You think so?
I think he would have. I think he would have stood a better chance than last week.
Mm.
Wow.
Because Donnie likes to pace himself. And the other people were slipping and sliding all over the place. You saw Victoria, of course, it's no surprise, but Victoria, the player already went back and forth. The top player, I don't remember who it was, went back and forth, filled 2 cups up before she even made it a quarter of the way down the lane for the first cup. It's like, really? Really? She filled her cup up, she took 2 steps, and the cup was empty. I was like, are you kidding me, Victoria? Are you kidding me?
Victoria can't win competitions, like you said.
Right. So, and then Christine got stuck. She couldn't make it back up the ramp.
Yeah.
Right? She started slipping and sliding all over the place, and Frankie was
doing
like,
the
"What are you doing,
slipping.
ballet?"
Yeah. Frankie was kind of moving at a slow molasses type pace.
Right. He's staying steady, but he's moving. He's filling it up. Caleb was moving at a really fast pace.
Caleb's in the Caleb. I have a feeling Caleb's going to be in the lead. We're going to find out. And please, for once, guys, no spoilers. Please.
So we just got word that Derek. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
I have no clue. The competition
it
is still
wouldn't have
going.
had-
It's not over.
Yeah, it wouldn't have had time to end yet.
Yeah.
What? Until 5 o'clock in the morning, probably.
Guarantee you, it's maybe not 5 a.m, but it's probably
It
gonna
takes-
run at least till midnight, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there.
It takes about 3 hours, 3.5 hours for those competitions
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah,
So-
but let's not have any more spoilers. I mean, I don't want to hear any spoilers because
I
then
haven't
I'm
been
like,
using
oh,
spoilers at all. It's you two that are ratting me out.
Like I can
I'm
tell
not-
you
no,
right now.
I'm not nobody out. He's smart.
I can tell you right now who's going to win this headed household competition.
Who?
Don't do
Zach.
it, please. Don't.
Yeah, Zach's gonna win.
Oh my God! What you guys are obsessed with Zach? He's gone. He's in jury.
Yeah, he's coming back for the first
You guys
ever
doing
triple
this to
eviction.
me. You're the next. Yeah, you look just like him right now. Excuse me. Yeah, that was a kiss for you.
Yeah,
That was
Fruit
very
Loop
ladylike
dingus.
there.
Yeah, that was very ladylike. We'll take it from the gay point of view. We got the vampire.
No,
Half
no,
woman
no,
and
no.
weird.
Come on. So, yeah, I don't even know where I was
Dead
going.
air.
Yes, stuff and things. Do we have a Team America mission? They didn't announce a new one yet, right?
No.
I think
there's-
Team America. Do you think Team America's done?
I don't think it's done. I think we're going to see more missions from them.
They probably have to sit back and have production think about it and see what they're gonna do. And
It seemed like
Really
they were moving
depends.
forward with Joey before, when Joey was the first member. It seemed like
Yeah.
they were moving forward with her, that she was going to start her mission when the next housemate was announced. And then they still had another week for the second one, but then when Joey got evicted, they threw them all at us really fast.
yeah,
So it seemed like what they were going to do was a trickle effect. But I think they're still going to have missions at this point. So, who do you guys think is going to win the head of household?
Derek.
You think Derek? Erika?
Derek or Caleb. Derek or Caleb.
Erika, what was your choice?
Beast Mode Cowboy.
Caleb?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zach is gonna. No, I'm kidding. I think Caleb. I also think Caleb. This is a competition pretty much tailored for Beast Mode Cowboy. If
Yeah.
not, it's
You
going to
know-
be Frankie. If it's not Caleb, it's going to be Frankie.
I hope
don't
not.
know.
Frankie was moving at a decent pace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's double eviction, so there's going to be 2 people leaving on Thursday.
I would have picked Cody to win this if he was eligible to play.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be funny if they had a change of twist, like instead of them not being eligible to compete? Wouldn't it be so funny if one year Expect the Unexpected proposes that even though you're the outgoing HOH, you now are eligible to compete to win it maybe all over again? Wouldn't that be something?
It would for like the first 4 weeks, and then they would stop it because the same person would win every week.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something though? That would make Big Brother history in all honesty.
They've already shown that with Rachel Riley when she won every other week because she was ineligible the next week, and then she would win, and then she was ineligible, then she would win, and just back.
Danielle was the same way in season 8.
Yeah, you know something that was Rachel's season, her first season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Danielle in season 8 was the same way. Every competition that she was eligible to be HOH, she won.
Nice, and
they
it got her to the end, even though it was her father that won.
Yeah.
And they kind of shelved that the first time, and when she came back, that whole, well, you can't play in any competitions at all for the first month.
I still would love to see a season of Big Brother where it's made up of the first evicted from every year.
That would be something.
Can you imagine?
That'd be something if they could. I don't know if they could like actually get all of them to agree, you know.
Right. But can you imagine getting the first evicted from every, and then the first evicted of the first evicted? That would just be a double kick in the pants.
But you know what? I really could see them doing something like that, and I wouldn't be surprised if we ever got a season like that.
That would be really cool if they could pull it off.
It'd probably be more looser, like people that have never made jury, rather than first evicted. But
because it's like
it would be cool to watch.
These first people, you don't get to know them at all. Like they're in the house, they're barely there. You barely get to see. They're gone. You know nothing about them ever again. You never hear from them.
Like remember David? David was the lifeguard from San Diego, California, and he was the first one evicted last season. Who heard about him after that?
Right.
Never heard of him.
This one, it was Joey, right? She was the first one evicted?
Yeah.
And the only reason we know about Joey is because she flipped out as Alex. If it wasn't for that, like, Frankie wouldn't have been imitating her. Like,
the only reason we know about Joey is because she's been a running joke of the house ever since.
Exactly. You know,
the house gets bring her up all the time.
She made a big impact on her way out the door. It was because of the Joey thing. I mean, the Alex thing. And if it wasn't for that, she'd just be like any other first evicted that we don't. I don't even remember the name of any. I can't think of a name of one single first evicted other than Joey.
I know one. My first season, I started watching it. It was Keith, Big Brother 13, the first one out.
Yeah, I think in Big Brother 8, which was the first one that I really completely sat down and watched. I think it was. Was it Joe or was it Joe's ex? I think it was one of the guys.
The first one that left was Joe, and then Dustin made it to jury.
Okay, yeah. So Joe, I think, was the first evicted in that one. But other than that, I really can't. I can't think of any first evicted. Another one would be cool. Would be to get all the winners and throw them in a house together.
That would be great. I definitely could see Rachel going back in, Dan Giesling, Ian Terry, Andy Aaron. I would love to.
Might. He's stated many times he's not going to be on Big Brother, but then he always corrects himself and says, "Well,
if they paid him enough."
That's what he's always said. That's basically.
Isn't he like the money gangster?
He is. He wants money for everything.
He refuses to do anything without money.
Yeah, which I mean, to a degree, I don't blame him.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth too. I don't blame him either.
I mean,
there's
that cash cow.
There's a time and place, I think. Yeah.
Milk that cash cow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's at the point where Evil Dick, unfortunately, because I love me some Evil Dick. That just sounds wrong. He's starting to become almost irrelevant. Like he's on that line of relevancy. Like, do people still care about him? Yeah, some people do, but a lot of people don't know him anymore.
Well, the thing
he wasn't on that, what was that last season, 11, 14, whatever he came back for the brief 13. Stint, and he was gone after a week.
Yeah, season 13.
That wasn't enough to get people into who he was again. if he was to come back and stay in the house a decent amount of time and be himself and like what he was in the house, he would be this hot new thing again, and everybody would be into it, and it would be good for him. It would get him a lot of publicity. His podcast would go through the roof the following season. Like, it would be great publicity for him.
You know, this is where he's not really that great on the whole, money for everything thing. Is he's missing out all these publicity opportunities. Think of how often you've seen Rachel Riley pop up on a Big Brother related thing. Think of how often you've seen Mike Bookie pop up. These people, they're not getting paid to do it, but they're getting exposure. They're getting shown.
Right, and if they were running podcasts and stuff like Evil Dick is, and that would just benefit him so much more.
They did this whole thing of and Evil Dick got all pissy about it, about showing up on Big Brother Canada, and it wasn't even showing up. It was a Skype call. It was sitting in your house making a 5-minute Skype call, talking to the house guests. Well, he wanted to be paid for it, and other people didn't. So guess who got on the show? Guess who got the exposure? Guess who got their name out there again to an entire different country even.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't blame Evil Dick either, but you gotta loosen up a little bit, I think, in my opinion, especially when it's been so long since you've been on TV like that. I mean, he's coming back. He's going to be on that reality show, Marriage Council something, whatever it is, whatever's on VH1. He's going to be on that.
VH1.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, so
who watches VH1?
Exactly. So, I mean, he's going to have a little more television exposure, but it's not going to be anywhere near the popularity that he would have had if he was able to stay that full season or be able to do stuff like Rachel or Jeff are doing now, where they're very interactive with Big Brother. And you can't tell me Jeff is not getting paid to do those interviews with people.
Jeff has been a hired employee of CBS ever since he left Big Brother.
Right. So, I mean, like, if Evil Dick was a little more willing to participate in some of this stuff and do some freebie stuff here and there, he very well could have been an employee himself. And I much rather would have watched Evil Dick sit on the couch and roast the housemates after leaving. Can you imagine an interview with Evil Dick and Zach moments after Zach walks out of the house?
I can picture that. That would be so epic.
Like, the two of them will still be very entertaining after the season is over and Evil Dick is able to acquire him to get on his show or something like that. It'll still be super entertaining. But I'm telling you right now, it would not be anywhere near as entertaining as if it was done right after Zach leaving the house.
Right.
So.
Right.
Unfortunately, I feel there's some missed opportunities, but it's his prerogative, and
yeah,
do what you got to do. So we got the double eviction next week.
Yep.
Kind of a surprise, but at the same time, it's kind of not, and be interesting. We're really gonna see who the detonators consider loyal members at this point. And I guess it really also comes down to who wins head of household this week. Because if Nicole somehow pulls this off, detonators is going to be down possibly 2 members by the end of the week.
Yeah, how come they're putting Nicole up? But how come they were putting Nicole on the spotlight during the endurance competition, though? I don't understand.
Because it's Nicole versus the entire rest of the house.
Right.
Well, yeah, but why would they create something like that?
Well, they didn't say it to her, so this is just what we're hearing. But Nicole is on her own in the house. She has 0 people that she's friends with, no alliances whatsoever. Christine is nice to her face, but they're not tight. Like, they're not. Christine's loyalty is to the detonators because there's safety in numbers. She will not just go on the side and work with Christine. Victoria has a deal with Derek, so even though she's not like a big asset to whatever, she's working with Derek. Derek's working with Cody. Frankie's working with the detonators. Caleb's working with the detonators. Everybody has somebody that they're working with. Nicole's by
Nicole
herself.
has nobody basically. At
So
this
it's
point.
her versus the house.
And seeing the whole spotlight they had during the live eviction of her, being head of household, evicted, coming back. Well, that's, out of every country that has Big Brother and every country, that's been however long it's been going, no one has ever been head of household, evicted, came back, and evicted again in the span of 2 weeks.
Right. And
that would have been
amazing.
Big Brother history.
So, did you guys, because we talk about this all the time, how they do this. They always do this just before the eviction. They make you think the other person has a chance of going home.
They swayed the viewers though.
Right. So what were you guys thinking at that point? Did you think Donnie was staying, or did you think he was going?
Well,
I knew he was going.
as soon as I saw them start talking about Nicole leaving, I was like, "Yeah, Donnie's leaving tonight." And then they started pushing it. They started pushing it, and I know that Derek did not want Donnie to leave.
Right.
That was, end of story. Derek did not want Donnie to leave. And the other house guest actually didn't want Donnie to leave. It was more of a, well, everybody wants this to happen. Whereas if they would actually talk to each other, nobody really wanted it to happen.
Right.
But then when Derek started, fidgeting with his words and not wanting to make himself known, if he would just come out and said, when they pointed directly to him, who do you want to leave? Nicole. Who do you want to leave? Donnie. Who do you want to leave? Donnie. Okay, then. We're all got to come together. We're all going to keep Donnie. That would have been the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if Derek opened his mouth, I think Donnie could have stayed in the house. But I'm going to tell you, down to the wire there, like, I know that they flip the house every time. This is the first time where I actually had some hope.
Yeah.
That Donnie was going to stay. This is the first time I believed that maybe they weren't pulling the wool over our eyes and he actually had a chance to stay in the house.
It was the first time that was an actual possibility.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so I guess we will see you guys for the double eviction starting, on Sunday night will be the first episode, so we'll have our podcast Monday. And then Wednesday will be live after the show, and Thursday will be live after the live show. But for now, Luke, you have your final thoughts?
Yes, I do. Who will win head of household, and who will he or she nominate for eviction? Plus, the power is up for grabs in the upcoming live double eviction. It all happens this week on Big Brother.
Erika, any final thoughts?
No, not really.
Luke, where do the people...
There is one particular thing, but it's just like really quick.
Okay.
It appears that sometime within the next few hours, they're gonna do the whole lockdown for Big Brother Australia.
Ooh, so
Ooh.
for our Monday show, we might have an answer for you of what kind of twist this season is going to have in store.
Because it is 1 p.m. in Australia right now, or 12:52 p.m. And they're saying that potentially by the end of the day, the house guests could have already been wrangled up and put in lockdown.
That's cool. Luke, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at Zupa23.
Excellent. Erika, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at Erika Rain 7.
You can find me down below, Phenomedom, Phenomedom. You can find all of us and others on Twitter, Facebook, G+, Gmail, and right here on YouTube /ASOTV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Last week, Doctor Who just aired its season premiere. We just put up a podcast for that. Check it out. We got some more shows coming to you next month. I think the end of next month, we'll be starting with the fall lineup. So brand new shows from us coming in soon.
22nd and the 23rd is when they all start falling into place.
Yep. Erika, Audible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, get my mouse on here.
Yeah, Audible.
There we
Go to www.offergb.com/capital S, capital H, capital B, lowercase p. Sign up for a free 30-day trial for audible.com, which will also get you a free audiobook of your choice among all their audiobooks. Until next week. Or till Monday. See you later, you Fruit Loop dinguses.
From outside the Big Brother house, you Fruit Loop dingus, I'm Luke. Good night.